Now the fun part, waiting. Hello, someone joined. Welcome to Lunch Bunch. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna put headphones in. That would be smart. There we go. Perfect. Okay. Hello, hello. Welcome to Lunch Bunch. Today we are talking about the Magic Misfits, Book 1, in the best-selling series by Neil Patrick Harris. My name is Bill, and today I have oatmeal with strawberries and bananas. Very tasty, and it actually color codes with the cover, which is very fancy, I think. So as we wait for just a few more people to join, I thought it would be good to just give a refresher course for how this works, basically. So I will go through, I'll talk a little bit about what the book's about, just in case anyone is stumbling across this without having actually had time to read the book. Today's book is The Magic Misfits by Neil Patrick Harris. And I'm going to try to avoid spoilers for the later part of this book while still talking about my favorite things, which is the next part. I'll talk about my 3 favorite things about this book. And then, of course, please chime in if you had favorite parts about the book as well. I love hearing what people thought about the book, which brings me to our next part. I'll share a kid review that we received. And then after that, I'll give a couple of recommendations. We'll hang out for like 15 minutes. This is a lunch bunch, so let me know if you're eating anything fun. As I said, my name is Bill. Welcome to today's lunch bunch. Today, I have oatmeal with strawberries and bananas, and we are talking about The Magic Misfits by Neil Patrick Harris. So, for anyone who may not know, The Magic Misfits, this is the first book in a 4-book series. And this is about a young magician named Carter who has a knack for vanishing and for making things disappear and reappear. When we meet Carter at the beginning of the book, his parents have passed away and he's living with an uncle who is forcing him to do some not so great things. His uncle likes to steal. I'm just scooching over so I can get the full white background. His uncle likes to steal and he wants Carter to help him. But even though Carter is very good at making things disappear and reappear, he has decided that he will not steal and he won't help his uncle to do it. So he runs away aboard a train and winds up in the town of Mineral Wells, just as there happens to be a circus that has come to town. Carter meets several other young aspiring magicians, who I'll talk more about in a little bit, as well as the owner of a magic shop. And it becomes clear to Carter and his new friends that these circus people may not be up to, they may not have the best intentions. They may be doing some bad things. And there's a little bit of a mystery and a plan to stop them. And that's The Magic Misfits. As I said, it's the beginning of a 4-book series, which is great. Because if you really enjoyed this as much as I did, there are 3 more books. Well, technically right now there are 2 out, and the 4th one is coming in the fall. So it's something to get excited for. You can read the rest of them, and then who knows? get excited for them. So now that we've sort of reviewed the book a little bit, just a refresher course. Again, we're talking about the Magic Misfits. My name is Bill, and I'm having oatmeal. So next, I just thought I would walk through my top 3 favorite things about this book. I really love this book a lot. It has such a great sense of humor. But I think my top favorite thing about this book is the Misfits themselves, namely Carter, Leila, Theo, and Ripley. Or Ridley, not Ripley. I was thinking of like Ripley's Believe It or Not magic. Slip of the tongue. And I love all 4 of them. Each of them specializes in a different kind of magic. So as I said, Carter can make things disappear and reappear. And all of this is, I'll talk a little bit more about this, but all of the magic in the book is like practical magic, sleight of hand, not like magic spells and everything, but magic tricks, so to speak. And then we have Leila, who is quite an accomplished escape artist. She would like to be, she says, like a female Houdini. And she's very good at getting out of tricky situations. When Carter first meets her, she's like wrapped up in a straitjacket, and he's like, "Do you need help?" And she's like, "No, I got this." I loved that. And then Theo is a violinist. Always seems to be wearing a tuxedo, which I love. We love a tasteful wardrobe. And his specialty is levitation. And when we first meet Theo, he's like levitating a bag of stolen valuables, trying to give them back to people while playing the violin too. Like, I could barely play an instrument and like just do that, let alone play an instrument and do something else at the same time, especially magic. That's really tricky. I have no idea how people manage to pull that off. So, and last, but certainly not least, in this wonderful group of misfits, as they so call themselves, and as many other people call them in the book, not so nicely, is Ridley. And Ridley specializes in transformation. So you see her take a magical top hat, not to be confused with the rabbit named Top Hat, which I also really love. I think that's wonderful. She takes an actual top hat, passes it behind her back, and suddenly it's a book with a top hat on the cover. That's amazing. And her wheelchair has like special compartments in it that she hides things in. She keeps a notebook with all of her great ideas for magic tricks. Yeah, so those are the Misfits. And they're my favorite thing about this book, because I think at the beginning of the book, Carter is just like desperately looking for a place to belong. And he really finds it in these 3 other aspiring magicians who all love magic as much as he does. And the 4 of them really make quite a team. Oh, I shouldn't forget Izzy and Ollie, the twins. They show up later in the book, and they are eventually part of the group. They are very entertaining. They specialize in entertaining. Not really magic, but Carter still says, "Hey, you guys are great." So yeah, that was my first favorite thing about the Magic Misfits, the Misfits themselves. My second favorite thing is also character-based. Did I mention that I love the characters in this book? So my second favorite thing, after I take a bite of oatmeal, my second favorite thing is Leila's parents, so-called Mr. Vernon and the other Mr. Vernon, which I think is very clever. So Leila's dad's, one of them is the Mr. Vernon who owns Vernon's Magic Shop, and who Carter meets at his first night at the carnival. And he gives him like a playing card that becomes a business card for the magic store. So cool. Oh, so very cool. And then the other Mr. Vernon is a chef at the resort in town, and he keeps making them all sorts of tasty treats. And I love both of them. They're both kind of like on the outsides of the story, but they're like quietly supporting the Misfits this whole time as they try to like solve the mystery of like the bad things going on at the carnival and everything. And you find out later that the Misters Vernon have a connection to Carter. Again, I don't want to give away spoilers, but there's a past that comes to the present. So I love both of them, and I love how much they care for the Misfits, who all kind of hang out at the magic shop after school, which is really great. I want to have a secret hideaway in a magic store behind a bookshelf. That's like one of my #1 dreams, is to have an apartment, house, whatever, some living place that has a secret room behind a bookshelf. Isn't that like every reader's dream? Anyway, that brings us to my third favorite thing about the Magic Misfits, which is the magic itself. As a kid, I always I fancied myself a little bit of an amateur magician. And the magic in this book, as I said, is all really cool because it's specifically designed to be magic that actual like stage magicians would perform. So all tricks, sleight of hand, that kind of really cool stuff. I also love books with like magic wands and spells and everything. But it was really cool also to see over the course of the book, you would see a character do a magic trick. And then there would be a chapter where it was like, hey, did you want to know how to do this cool magic trick to impress all your friends? And I was like, yes. Yes, I would like to know how to do that. And thankfully, the book, like, it shows you how to do that as you go along. And there's like a magical code hidden throughout the book. All those little details really make you sort of believe in the magic of the book. And I think that's supremely cool. So next part, as I said before, we did get a kid review in for this book. So I wanted to give a shout out to Sam Lisa Kate, who said, "This is my son's favorite series." Yes, your son is correct. These books are awesome. So book 1 is actually, this sort of segues into my recommendations for what to read if you really liked the Magic Misfits, which I'm assuming you did. So this first book is Carter's story. And then we segue next to Leila's story, and then Theo's story, and then Ridley's story. So each of the core 4 get their own book. And as I said, books 1 through 3 are out now, and book 4 is coming in the fall. And I think it's really cool to read all of them, especially if you enjoyed it, because you get to spend, like, each book brings you more into the world of one of the Magic Misfits while you still get to hang out with all of them. And I love them all. So I think you should spend time with them. So other things to read if you really liked the Magic Misfits. I would recommend, the name of this book is Secret, and the rest of the Secret books, because they have a similar sense of humor. Those are by Pseudonymous Bosch. And as with these, they involve a mystery, some kids, a magician. There are a lot of things in common. I don't want to say too much about the Secret books because they are such great fun. And part of what makes them so fun is figuring out kind of what's going on. The narrator in the name of this book is Secret, and the rest of the Secret books, excellent. Very funny. Very similar sense of humor to the Magic Misfits. I also highly recommend the Mysterious Benedict Society books by Trenton Lee Stewart, namely because those books have puzzles in them that you can solve along with the characters, much in the way that with the Magic Misfits, you can learn to do magic tricks as you read the book. And I think there's also, of course, a mystery involved with the Mysterious Benedict Society. And it involves a core group of characters who you get to know really well as the books go along. And that is also a series. So again, if you liked it, there's plenty more where that came from. And finally, I would say my last recommendation, which this one's a bit more of a stretch because it's different kind of like magic. But I recommend the Amulet of Samarkand, which is the first book in the Bartimaeus series. And this is about a young magician named Nathaniel who summons a demon, and all of the craziness that comes about because of his doing that. And you guessed it, the demon's name is Bartimaeus. And he's really as much of a main character as Nathaniel is. I love that series. Again, it's a different kind of magic, but still in the magician family. So I think those are all of my recommendations. And hopefully you all enjoyed the Magic Misfits as much as I did. I tried to learn how to do the moving a coin along your finger trick from the book to show you all. It didn't go that well. I dropped the coin a lot. So I'm still learning. And as the book says, practice, practice, practice. So who knows? Maybe someday I will be a supreme magician and be, just able to like pull cards and make them fly everywhere. Who knows? But I will see you again in 2 weeks when we will be talking about Where the Mountain Meets the Moon by Grace Lynn on our next Lunch Bunch. So again, my name is Bill. Thank you for joining me today. I'm going to enjoy the rest of my delicious oatmeal. And stay safe and stay well, everyone. Bye now.